Hello.
Hello.
I'm here with the lovely Miss Kelly Reed, and we're going to do a little bit of an interview because she's been getting quite a few questions about her mentorships. And we thought, why not make a nice little video, interview style, and she can answer those questions so everybody understands everything that's going on, right?
Yeah. I think I'm ready. I know a few of these questions, and some of them I don't know.
So, what do your mentorships entail?
Well, my mentorships entail there's a 3-month one and there's a 12-month. I don't do groups, and it's a one-to-one container, and it's taking the client on an individual journey. So whatever intention they want to do, whether it's like get rid of their anxiety, get clear on what job they want to do, their purpose, just their health. So the 3-month, it is about getting very clear on their personal needs. I arrange and create a self-care practice for them, and then I'm the accountability person, the person that inspires them, the person that checks in with them every week on the 3-month journey, so they're accountable, consistent, and all that intentions have more support basically. And the 12-month one is the same thing, but a longer journey, and to have that support, it's not the same thing each week. It's whatever's going on in that individual person's journey, because it's so particular, and then I guide them through that, and then ultimately give them tools so they can empower themselves.
Amazing. So it varies depending on the specific client.
Yeah.
And what their needs are.
Yeah, I can honestly say I've never done one mentorship is ever the same. Every single one is very, very different and very particular for their particular journey. I believe we all have a very individual journey that we've walked, which means our self-development journey is a very individual thing.
Yeah, amazing. Mm-hmm. Is there a lot of yoga in them?
No. Well, yes and no. So if you think yoga is yoga poses, there's not an amazing amount of yoga poses in the mentorships, but how I work with yoga is there could be yoga asana in there. So say if someone finds it hard to let go, I give them a forward fold in their self-care practice, which represents letting go. Yoga is in Ahimsa, or the 8 limbs, and there's a lot of yoga philosophy and yogic. I used to call myself a yogic mentor. So yes, in the philosophy side, but asana, it's very, it's not yoga lesson, it's everything tied in a yogic way.
Okay, so like you would prescribe certain things to that individual person, but it's not like you're just teaching a yoga lesson each week.
Yeah, very much. I don't do yoga asana anymore, but the great thing about all this knowledge I have accumulated, I'm able to get the individual's journey, and because I know why you do each pose, I'm able to go, these ones are really going to help you with your journey. You can implement them in a 5-7 minute practice in the morning.
Wow, amazing.
Did you know some of this? You knew.
A little bit, yeah.
This is a guy behind the scenes.
I don't know all of it, though. It's nice. Okay, so what kind of clients have you attracted and guided over the last year?
I have attracted a criminologist, a doctor, a nurse, a veterinarian nurse, what else? Someone in the medical field, so like admin medical,
Okay.
a nurse in Norway.
Well, it sounds like they're all professionals.
Yeah.
Like they're, very like driven type careers, and actually in quite a bit in the medical field as well.
Yeah, professionals. I mean, I don't fly the flag to say, I teach doctors and nurses, but I do teach an alpha female. When I say alpha female, I mean predominantly very kind of driven.
Driven. Yeah. Amazing. What transformations have you witnessed from those clients?
So again, I won't say names, it's really important to be private. But one of them in particular got from a job that she didn't like to a job that she really loves, and that really helped her with her work-life balance. So she was just doing it because she thought she had to. And so we kind of got really clear on what she wanted. She shuffled her life, applied for the job she wanted, got the job she wanted, got healthier, doesn't have anxiety anymore because she shifted a lot of things. And actually, this wasn't one of our intentions was for her to get more relaxed so she could have more space for her baby. She was wanting a baby, and now she has a baby.
Wow.
So I won't say that was just me. There was a lot of her own stuff on there, but we kind of organised her life that she had a lot more space and less stress for her future intention.
Wow, that's amazing. So, a shift in career, relaxation, the openness to get pregnant, all of that together. That's amazing.
Yeah.
What are your values as a heart-led business?
Can I go back to some other
Yeah,
transformations?
okay, more transformations.
The other ones.
More transformations.
I'm just trying to think. Oh, a lady was really suffering with a lot of pain in the stomach area and really feeling like it was a struggle to even like work or constant anxiety and being a bit introverted. And we got really clear on she wanted to thrive and not just survive. So one of my things is that I went to my drawing board and saw particular ways how I could get her nervous system settled to prevent this sort of thing that was happening in the stomach. And at the end of the 3 months, she now no longer has this suffering in the stomach. She's really clear on her self-care practice, and she's changed jobs as well to one that really supports her well-being and happiness.
Wow, amazing. And the other ones you want to share?
It's no, we'll leave it there.
Okay. Okay, so what are your values as a heart-led business?
Well, there's many. I think I love honesty. So to be free as well, like to teach really open-minded people the stuff that I've learned along the way. I've been so dedicated to all this journey and self-development in my own practice. So being authentic, being heart-led, being honest, and my heart-led business really is probably, my why is to be as healthy as possible. My mom has suffered with mental health the whole of her life. My grandma had backache, and so somewhere in my journey I was just like, I really want to look after my health. So it's not just health, it's work-life balance. Because there was a time when I worked on a cruise ship, I worked so hard, tried to be the best, and my health went. So I learned really early on that work-life balance and to enjoy the life that we have and not wait till retirement. They're all my reasons that heart-led business, and to be honest about it, I'm not flashy marketing, I'm just, in areas that's very to the point, so authentic and heart-led. Work-life balance would be.
Yeah, amazing. And how long have you been doing this?
I started with self-development training in 2009. So I've had this business, which has grown with me. It was a yoga.
13 years.
Yeah, but it was a yoga asana I did, and then it's evolved with me. So 13 years, and that's like my own self-practice. I've been teaching for 13 years, but it's been a forever self-development and a self-inquiry, and it still will be with myself.
Yeah, because a lot of the things that you do in your mentorships are not just about yoga, but also from your personal experience, your life experience, and all of the things that you've been through and overcome in your own personal life.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to say it.
No, that's
really
nice. It's so lovely. Oh, what are those life experiences? Thank you.
So, you've been teaching asana for about 13 years.
Yeah.
You've been doing your mentorships for
4 years.
Yeah. And I know how many amazing people you've helped in that time. And so the question is why? Why are you doing it?
No. Why? Because I love to help people. We spoke about this. One of your reasons was your mission. Do you mind sharing?
No.
Was to leave the earth better than you found it.
Yeah.
And my why is to help people. There's obviously, I want to create and do stories and sing, but I love to create a rainbow out of my storm and my pain, and learning all this stuff and being 2 or 20 steps ahead. It's really beautiful for me to be able to nurture and help people go through something that I've been through. It doesn't have to be a struggle. It is quite you know, it's a healing process for me, but I really love to see amazing, big-hearted, maybe younger versions of myself put themselves first and do really well in their life and be present in their life. And that is my why, because I was really lost and I had to do it on my own kind of mentality. And so my why is to see people thrive.
Yeah, to be able to share that experience so that maybe somebody else doesn't have to spend, 30 something years going through all of it. Maybe, with some of your experience, they get the fast track. They
Yeah,
get to,
I don't always like to say fast track, but there is something that happens when you choose the right mentorship. You do things quicker. And I also think I did a lot of it on my own, and I didn't necessarily have to, And so I am a little bit like, no, with the right person, with the right questions, with the right holding space, with the right self-care practice, it can be way easier. But fun, it can be fun. I remember a few of my clients laughing, saying, I can't believe we're laughing at this. And I'm like, honestly, it has to be. Self-development is such a devotion, and in some senses, there's no end to it, so why not have fun along the way?
Yeah, I remember I actually did my yoga teacher training in an ashram, and Kelly was teaching the asana there. And she made class fun. We were always laughing and being playful. And this is something that we share a lot in our lives too. And I've heard, from the other room before, sudden bursts of laughter when I know you're on a client call. And it's like, I wonder what's going on in there. This is supposed to be serious stuff.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be in there playing and having fun, but I think it's really important, right?
Very much. And that's the whole thing. I think so people think that self-development has to be serious. And I have been serious, and it can be. But it's also light and dark. I think play and joy, and of course there's a time to make a joke and there's a time not to. But yeah, I think as well, like, I really pride myself on not trying to fix or heal. It's to empower the individual, to make them remember who they are so they can go away and know themselves more. So they can, and there's a giggle in that. I have to say blind spots as well, like people's blind spots, and that's quite a brave, courageous thing to do. It's not always easy. Like when I'm meditating, I'm like, wow, I'm going to have to tell them this.
Yeah.
And it's not always easy, but for me, it's like, is that going to make them grow? Yeah. I say it in a nice way, but I've never had any of my clients who are like, oh my goodness, thank you. And that you really have to trust, and you really have to like respect the person that's giving you that.
Yeah. Yeah, calling people out on their own patterns and their own BS.
I've had it with me, it's tough.
Yeah. It's never nice to hear, especially if it's something that you've been like blocking out or suppressing or avoiding for a long time, and somebody that you respect and that you're even like paying to do that calls you out, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, but knowing the thing is knowing their intention. So for me, my clients know my intention, and their health and their well-being and their emotional and physical and spiritual health. For me, I don't mind. That's what I'm. As soon as they sign that contract and we agree, I'm in. And being that fire that I am in my astrology sign, I'm always going forward motion. Which I have to say, I'm not for everyone. You know what I mean? If someone wants a fluffy teacher, and maybe someone I'm not for everyone. Yeah. Be quiet. I do it in a nice way, but if you're not ready, you're mentor. Yeah. And that's okay.
Okay, so you have availabilities open for your mentorships now. When are they starting again?
One starting in the middle, two in the middle of June. Mm-hmm. So 1 3-month and 1 12-month.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I'm calling in the right person. It's another reason for doing this interview. But yeah, and so the 3-month and the 12-month all have a payment option as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So if they want to know more about that, then they can find you on your Instagram and your website.
Yeah, Instagram's with Kelly Reid, and then Facebook, you're probably watching it from here. But yeah, reach out and we can go on.
Yeah, and the website's withkellyreid.com.
You did it, didn't you?
I did it. I made the website.
You do so much behind the scenes. This man really, you're amazing.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And
where we're swapping.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be doing an interview about Alan and his up and coming amazing sustainable project here on Newfoundland. So keep an eye out for that. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.